So I don't know if the map updates, but it seems to be the winter version of Saguenay.
You would be incorrect. It is the summer version of
Okay.
Saguenay. I think it's just random, but I do believe that the winter version is always the one that is shown um, in the preview, as we are into game 3 of the winners quarterfinals of the Sunrose 1v1 tournament. Uh, Tournament that we host on our Discord channel. Link in the description. Join, have fun, do the things. Game 3, Platypus Slayer is going back to his main China, spawning on the left side of Saguenay, as mentioned previously. On the right side of the map, we have Prez Material playing Haudenosaunee. Uh, I'm not familiar with his Haudenosaunee at all. I'm not really familiar with how this matchup goes, but summer version of Saguenay, there has been either or. I don't think it really matters to either player. No decision has been made of what the map was supposed to be, but we're playing it. We're doing the thing. Prez, first impressions on this matchup.
So it's actually Dunamai, but that's
Dunamai,
okay.
yes, I.
Um,
Yeah, forgive me. We are
no problem.
professionals. We're professionals, okay?
That's
Dunamai.
really okay. First of all, excellent reflex by Press Material. He's going to take some sheep and build a farm. He knows there's livestock on this map. A lot of people forget about that. There are sheep on Saguenay.
Do you know how many sheep? Let's hop over to
I
Mother Nature
don't
real quick
know,
and
actually.
see if we can't grab a count. There are 4 sheep on Saguenay. I don't know if that counts the ones that that Prez
No,
has or
I
not.
don't think so,
So there's at least
actually.
5. Then is what we're saying.
Yeah, and good treasures, good water possibility. I think there are
75.
whales in
That is a
Saguenay.
very good food treasure.
Hmm.
Plat is
And
getting
it's going to,
chased off of.
yeah, and Plat definitely wants it because China has a slow age up. So whatever food treasure you can get your hand on, you're gonna be pretty happy about that. So
Some interesting
yeah,
things to note here. This is Platypus's last time playing China, so win or lose on this map, he will be locked out of China. Meanwhile, Prez has yet to play another Civ twice. So some interesting strategy decisions going on here. Um,
mhm. And I
this,
don't know if you've seen this crazy sheep micro going around, stealing sheeps, making sure sheeps are
yeah,
retrieved safely by the
I
Haudenosaunee
I
player.
saw this one try to escape, and I think that's the one that ended up right here. Is it not?
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, that is some crazy stuff. Uh, so very entertaining early game that we've got so far. I mean, this is probably the most entertaining early game that I think we've seen, age one, anyways, that we've seen all tournament. Uh, just in terms of microing and battling and treasures, and so far this is going to be a good game. 3 minutes 31.
This is an
Plat
extremely good
is
age up
it
for
is a
China.
very good age up. 16 vills. I'm sure that's Summer Palace. Do you think we're going to see the same strat that we saw from Platypus Slayer and that we did in game one, uh, in terms of early pressure and aggression and such things?
So actually, I don't see why not. We all know that China is really, weak against heavy cavalry. But the thing is, Haudenosaunee cavalry costs so much because it costs wood, and wood is really slow to gather. So I think this is China favored because you're not going to mass heavy cavalry when you're Haudenosaunee, and you need to mass heavy cavalry if you need to deal with H2 China. So I think we may see a fast fortress from Prez Material if he identifies this. Does Prez Material have the Cuirassier card in his deck? He does not, but so it could be a rough time for Prez Material. And in the pre-game, he was not really happy about the safe choice. So I guess I can see why.
Uh, yeah. So interesting thing to note is that Plat is picking the same deck um, that he did in game one. So I think that's just kind of more of a comfort pick. Plat wants to make sure that he makes it competitive for himself. As we see a lot of idle villagers, for that is at least probably 16 villager seconds that they were just hanging out, eight idle villagers for quite some time. He's aging to 2 with the chief. Feels like a really late age up. Is that normal for Haudenosaunee or not?
I don't think it is, but there was a lot of greed chopping off for sorry, a market and a house. I
Market.
don't. So because sorry, yeah, only the market because Haudenosaunee gets the travois.
So
But yeah, I think it's a bit delayed. The farm was a good call though. He's gonna have a lot of food
oh,
in a few minutes, but I don't know if it's gonna matter if 7 steps are, banging at your door, killing your vills.
6 minutes and 10 seconds into the game, and these steps are already coming in. And Prez just got to age 2. Like this is
He's
this.
training arenas. That's gonna be a bloodbath if he doesn't cancel.
So Platypus wisely here going to ignore the war hut and go vill hunting, try and get everything idled. Even just running around the base, I mean, he's going to lose a step there, and he's in this engagement here, but just idling the Haudenosaunee player. Look at all those vills. That's 22 vills that were just idled. Um, every
If
little advantage matters in this type of engagement.
and if Platypus exposes the arena before the tomahawk comes out, it could be a quick GG actually.
9 pikemen coming in behind this. I would expect to see a forward village probably right here to secure this hunt and that coin mine. That would be, if I was in Platypus's shoes, the China player, that's something that I would do. What is this village? He spent, 130 XP. That is huge. That gets his next shipment out immediately, going for Mongolian Scourge. This is
Someone wants to win quickly.
that is a Mongolian Scourge treasure is essentially what that turned into. On top of having, one of the trade posts, not really microing or macroing for the other trade posts, but I'm sure once he hits his 200 wood, he will be taking another one of the trade posts just to, again, take control. Again, the death ball, early death ball, 8 minutes into the game. How many units is that? That's nearly 30 units in Prez's base at
The
8 minutes
arena is
into the game.
exposed. Oh, that's dirty. Um, Unfortunately for Platypus, for some reason his infantry is targeting buildings, and that's terrible for him. He really needs to remicro this. But in terms of macro, actually Platypus is really immaculate in terms of macro, because it's the first time he was like over 500 resource banked. Every little bit of resource was either funneled into villager or military. This is very efficient. Can you check Prez material in comparison?
Prez material doing all right. He's on 35
All right,
villagers
that's
right
good.
now. He's got the villager lead, actually.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Again, is this? I mean, that's simply because he sent all 3 of his villager shipments in age 1. He is popped right now, waiting for these tomahawks to come in. Is this a good call to dive in on this war hut? It feels like this might not end up well for.
Well, he does have Mongolian Scourge, so this is quicker in a way. And, I guess he's eventually will take the trade line. And I guess on the north of the map he has reinforcement, and he killed a villager up top. I saw a +10 close to those step riders on the west of your screen.
That does you know, the war hut going down does force Prez to spend some more resources on another military production building, since that was his only production building. More walls. Platypus's China certainly seems very overwhelming. You know, as his main civ, it's something that I guess you should expect. But if we put the fog of war on again, you are locking. He's being locked into a small little cocoon of
Can you check that
resources.
point of view to see if he sees the walls?
He does not see the walls
He
yet,
does not. Oh, but
but there we
good
go.
intuition. Good intuition.
That Vil
That
may or
is
may not
amazing.
escape. And more reinforcements are going to be on their way. Again, not good for these villagers to be sieging down. I mean, yeah, you got the tribal marketplace.
Well,
But
that's 20 wood. That's nothing. You
yeah,
can do
that's
that.
not it's not really worth it. I mean, you want to be whittling this massive tomahawks down and really doing as much damage as you can, because this is going to be a solid hold, and I don't feel like at any point Prez material felt pressured by that push at all.
Yeah, completely. And his livestock booming behind this, so he can stay in his base. The contain is not going to work as much as, when, say, a purely hunt-based deck.
And
And
there's quite a bit more resources on this map too, and we see a dock going up or already up. It is up now for the Haudenosaunee player. Yeah, I mean, this is. I think the longer. I think the win condition for Plat here is to probably go to age 3. At this point, I don't think the age 2 push has. Plat's kind of
You're on
shown his
Northern
hand a little bit. Thank you. Plat's kind of shown his hand with this push again, and I think the goal, as you can see, the micro certainly looks like the micro is coming out for age 3.
It's still messing though. We see continuous arrivals of units, and we do see the 9 redcoats popping out, or 6, I don't remember. So we are going to see a bit of heavy infantry and musketeers in China's hands.
I feel like that's the right call here, seeing as we've got some Kanya horsemen coming out and the tomahawks. So, good call again. Platypus seems to have the right instincts here. We'll see what happens. I mean, we have Prez on 43 villagers, but absolutely no res. So if this he needs to be very careful to not lose this mass, because if he loses this mass, it's game over.
And the Kenya raid on the west is not going to be that good, because you have musketeers in there. But I don't know if Platypus is microing them.
I think he just kind of right-clicked the base, and I think he's going to sacrifice his entire force here. We've got some Kree trackers coming out from Prez material. Yeah, I think he just sacrificed this force. Let's take a look over on his perspective. And, yep, there is the age up click for the Confucian Academy. Do you expect to see a counter push here if you're Prez material, or it certainly doesn't seem like that? It seems like he's just going to wall up and play some defense and try and get his eco in a more stable place. Although I say that as I watch this force kind of push up, and nope. Maybe it's just going to hang out here. A little bit of a stalemate going on. Plat has the score lead. Probably not for long, as Prez material is taking water up on 4 fishing boats only, but that will only go up, 3 in queue. More wood, more military or resource crates coming in.
One thing that is really interesting to note for, some people that might face Prez material later in the tournament, is that Prez material seems to have this pattern of small raid and aggression followed by, huge total. And I'm talking walls, I'm talking livestock boom, I'm talking, really being defensive. And I think against Platypus, this is a mistake because Platypus is always going to take the map, uh, you know, be aggressive, force you to be on your toes, and force you to react. And the last time when Presbyterial went German and went on the aggressive, he actually snagged the victory from Platypus. So I think he may have to, be more of an aggressor, especially against Platypus's China.
You know, that is a good point. And I do see, we are starting to see a little bit more aggressive play, potentially. Taking the trade line, taking another outpost, another trading post. This one is the Huron as well. But a forward castle coming out for the Chinese player as this mass keeps getting bigger and bigger. The score lead is up to 2K, and I don't think Prez material is even thinking about aging up right now. So we will see. Let's see if these step riders get promoted soon or upgraded. That is the first thing I'm gonna want to do as Platypus is get my veterancy upgrades in. And once
wow, he's training war junk.
Say again.
He's training an explosive junk. He's going to destroy the military with a boom boom boat, as I call them. On the left, you can see a dot.
There it is. There's the dock. The boom boom boat coming in. Let's see. Everything's on fire. Boom! There's two boats. That one health left. Oh my goodness. It was all a distraction. We're here. Platypus going to be sieging these walls down. This castle is coming up. We're going to see some Mongolian armies. And there's the hand mortars. These hand mortars are going to be potentially what ends the game here.
Yeah, and
we'll see where this force is.
More of them, but maybe he couldn't. I don't see any wood gathered from Platypus.
Some villagers going down. Platypus entirely gathering food essentially at this point. Again, I don't know why you're sieging this tribal marketplace. It's 25 wood, and come the next update, it will be free. So that's literally worthless to destroy. You're not getting any value out of that. Prez doing a very good job of just kind of sitting back, letting this happen. He does hit his age. The Travois is going to escape. Does get to age 3. This town center, yeah, I think you're right.
Frontline Travois. We have a frontline Travois.
Still going to get away. I mean, let's see here. We've got disciplined Changdao. Yeah, the arquebusiers are coming in. All the veterancy upgrades are in before Prez material can get to age. He is in age 3 now, but the veterancy upgrades did not and won't show up in time for this battle to go in Prez material's way.
We have an attack on the cannon, and they go down. So it's kind of big. Because the TC might not go down, but yeah, it's still hard for Iroquois. From Haudenosaunee.
Pardon my dog. What are you doing, Nicholas? She's yelling at me. I don't know if you can hear that on the mic or not. I will give you some attention in a little bit, okay? I promise. I won't go as far as to say this has been a good hold from the Haudenosaunee player, as we'll hop over to his perspective real quick. He's down 4K in score. That is a huge pop of Kanya Horsemen.
There's a lot of heavy infantry.
But yeah, these Changdao are just kind of gonna melt them. I get the sense.
Also, you can see that the elite trackers are doing work. This is a very tanky skirmishers, and arquebusiers don't like tanky skirmishers because they don't trade cost effectively against them. Something you really want to do as China.
Again,
They are
Plat is
300 HP for the tree trackers. I think it's 300, but I might be mistaken.
387 HP. We're finally going to see some reinforcements. I heard another boat go off. Yep, that happened right there. You know, at this point, I fully expect. Let's see. There's 200 wood. Plat to kind of put the game at the end here. I think you take another trade post. I think maybe you see
Yeah,
some hand mortars. Look,
face armor is going to be huge.
yeah. Once those meteor hammers and iron foils come in, I'm not sure there's much else. The entire force again gone. Prez materials, entire military is dead. He's doesn't have the eco to sustain any sort of military presence. Platypus Slayer, sending British Expeditionary Company, just has the constant mass and the Flying Crows coming in. I think this is pretty much it for Prez material here. I won't go. Actually, you know what? I will go so far as to say the GG will be called very soon. Town center down. Villagers gonna die. There it is. Platypus takes a 2-1 lead at the cost of never being able to play China for the rest of this series. So Platypus is on game point in this best of 5. It's gonna be very interesting to see what his next Civ selection is. Yeah. What are your final thoughts, Dunamai?
Platypus went for his tried and true China grinder, and it works. It worked wonder. Again, Haudenosaunee has a hard time massing hand cavalry because it's so expensive. He didn't have the cuirassier card that could really have changed the outcome of this game. Like imagine a 5 cuirassier pop in that. Like imagine you see the war hut right there, all the skirmishers, 5 cuirassier on there. This is a different game right there.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
maybe with the Cuirassier pop instead of the Kanya Horseman pop, yeah, there are things that I mean, yeah, Prez has the villager lead for the majority of the game. As you can see, these Vil shipments kind of carried him. Um, Unfortunately, I think maybe the deck was not built to combat the Chinese unit composition.
and you have a unit, you have a civilization that whose only weakness is heavy cavalry and maybe falconets, but that has mortars in H3, incredibly effective, cost-effective skirmishers, and Prez tried to turtle into that, and it is really, really hard to do. And credits where credit is due, Prez almost pulled that off, but he had a huge handicap at the beginning because China plays so well into turtles.
So we're gonna take our water live look in. We're not sponsored. It's just what I'm drinking at the moment. We're gonna hop in and talk to both Prez and Bison Platypus Slayer. This is
coin because I think it sucks because like China's weakness is like musk huss, and you have tomahawks which are like
which are
shittier
great.
musk, but they're good. But then your
Well,
huss is
you
so
don't
expensive.
have to rely on the gold as much with the tomahawks. That's like their whole thing. They're shittier, but you don't have to transfer to gold, or you can save your gold for age 3. That's their feature, in my opinion.
This has been your water live look in, not sponsored. It's just what I'm drinking at the moment. The tried and true China Death Ball made its appearance for the final time in this series. We were talking earlier in the cast about how you really need heavy cav to deal with the Chinese early game, and it's just not something that that we saw, unfortunately, and the Cuirassier card for Haudenosaunee was noticeably absent in the deck.
Maybe switching that out for Anita. on Nita,
A,
but then it still
Aena?
sucks
What is
because
that?
like
You
I
did you Nayana?
right because you get the one pop, but then I have Manchus. It's just tough. I think China is like it's like a fair Japan, but it's still bullshit. Does that make sense? Like how Japan gets like everything. Like you said, like it feels fair because like you're killing my stuff and you're pushing me back and you can fight back, but then it's like it just starts grinding.
Yeah,
Uh,
that is the one thing that we did. One of the other things that we mentioned is that China does play well into turtles, just because they have H3 mortars
The skirms, the
and
cost-effective skirms.
and the cost-effective skirms for sure. Luckily for you, Prez, you will not have to face Plat's China for the remainder of the series.
I have to micro now.
He he actually has to do some Age of Empires things. Uh, I got nothing else for you guys. Any last comments from Dunamai or the players as to how that game went?
I'll let the players.
I can't deal with Chinese. Well, I think historically, I don't really like hand cavalry civilizations, and I struggle against them if I'm forced to like do a hand cavalry thing. That's why I like to play Germans. I feel like I don't have to worry about hand cavalry as much with them. So when I'm like forced to do it, like I fall back on Germans, which I might do in the next match in this
Yeah,
series.
you get to counter pick me. So
So
uh,
yeah, I'll see what he has. I'll see what he picks, and we'll see. But I feel like right now, a stronger hand cavalry civ would have been better in all of my games.
That was your water live look in. Thank you guys very much for joining, watching the video. Like, subscribe, do the things. Game 4 will be up again. We're playing these back to back, so we're just having some fun here, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.